We start this broadcast with a news alert coming in. Indian Army Chief General M.N. Naravne arrives in Ladakh. Indian Army Chief is on a two-day visit to the region. He will take stock of the ground situation amid escalating India-China tensions. Sources say Naravne may meet officials who have been taking part in preempting PLA troop movements. The south of Pangong Tso Lake has been witnessing simmering tensions recently. In the last few days, the Chinese army had made multiple attempts to change the status quo along the southern bank of the Pangong Tso Lake in Ladakh. All attempts were foiled by alert Indian troops who forced the Chinese to return to their bases. And we're getting the latest information that top commanders will brief the Indian Army Chief General Naravne on the ground situation in eastern Ladakh during his two-day visit to the region. For more details on this breaking news story, let me go across to WION's principal diplomatic correspondent Siddhant Sibal, who joins us. Siddhant, over to you.
Well, Shobit, it's a pretty significant development. The Indian Army Chief will be in Leh for 2 days. Primarily focus will be on a review of the security and operational preparedness. We know that the visit coming in the backdrop of developments in Ladakh at the line of actual control. Many developments, including over the weekend, we saw how the Indian Army was able to thwart the Chinese attempt to occupy the southern bank of Pangong Lake. And of course, just yesterday, we got to know that how there have been redeployments when it comes to the northern bank of Pangong Lake. Situation remains precarious and grim at the LOC, all across the LOC. And of course, it is both at the diplomatic level and at the military level that talks are taking place. In fact, we saw last 3 days on Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, talks happening at the military level. Today's talks, there is no confirmation as of now, but last 3 days we saw talks, but without any outcome. So largely, there is a window of just around 30 days before winter sets in, and before that, both sides would like to consolidate their positions. We know that the Indian side has firmly told the Chinese that they need to leave the areas they are currently in, especially when it comes to Pangong Lake, Finger 4 to Finger 8. This is something that the Chinese haven't been doing. They are instead consolidating their position. So clearly, it's a very, very delicate situation. We know even as we speak, the Indian Defence Minister is in Moscow. He arrived in Moscow yesterday, and today only he has only one bilateral schedule with the Russian Defence Minister. It will happen at around 6:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Tomorrow, of course, the Shanghai Cooperation Organization's Defence Ministers meeting will take place. This is significant given the fact that both China and Pakistan are members of the SCO, and in the same room will be present the Chinese Defence Minister. There is no scheduled meeting, no bilateral, which is expected to take place. But by and large, what role Moscow will play is another matter that perhaps after the meeting can better come into light. But by and large, both at the diplomatic level and the military level, focus is to make sure that there is a diffusion of the situation, that the situation does not escalate into something that nobody would like to see.
Right. So the talks have been continuing. The talks have been continuing at commander level talks between Indian and Chinese side for a few days now. But even though the talks were going on, Chinese side once again attempted to alter the status quo along the southern bank of the Pangong Tso Lake. Remember, they're already along the northern bank. They have advanced their positions to Finger 4, preventing Indian troops from patrolling the area between Finger 4 and 8. They tried similar attempt at the southern bank as well, but India achieved tactical gains in eastern Ladakh in the last few days by occupying a number of strategically important hilltops and locations. Now, that's also being reported that India has also readjusted its positions. One key point that you mentioned there, that the winter is about to set in and India is prepared for a long haul. So it's important to consolidate positions, isn't it, before winter month actually sets in. And also, India has been demanding China to respect the status quo that existed before the flare-up of tensions in May-June period, isn't it?
Well, Shobit, if you look at what has been happening, it is basically a reiteration of the Chinese intent, as you just mentioned about the 31st of August incident, how the Chinese side, even as conversations were taking place, they tried to approach that area, the same area where the Indian side was able to consolidate its position. But it is the clear intention which the Chinese are conveying. We know that before the 31st, 30th and 29th of August incident, there were conversations happening. The WCMCC met, the NSA spoke with the Chinese foreign ministers, but it now looks very a fruitless conversation on the hindsight, given the fact that the Chinese, instead of moving from their location, trying to indulge in activities which were of course provocative in nature. And it's just not with India, and the Chinese are indulging the same situation when it comes to other countries as well, whether it's Japan, Taiwan, in fact with countries even like Australia. So even as these developments are happening, it looks like the Chinese thought COVID as an opportunity to perhaps press themselves across the world, but they are now getting a blowback. We know that the Indian government has banned just 118 Chinese apps, taking the number of Chinese apps which are banned in India to 224, and the Indian government also having conversation with other countries, including now reports emerging that how India, Indonesia and Australia will be having a meeting, the virtual meeting, which is of course, it looks like a subset of the larger Indo-Pacific region. Of course, Quad meeting is scheduled here in Delhi. That will be a strong message to Beijing. And then 2+2 dialogue between India and US. So multiple conversations happening between a democratic alliance which is emerging amidst China, and it looks like it's China versus the rest.
Siddhant, very short, I have to ask you one final question. Traditionally, India and China had not seen any hostilities for decades before the recent flare-up of tensions a few months ago. So, has China's aggression along the line of actual control pushed India or pushing India towards a greater alliance, military and economic alliance with America?
Well, the incident, perhaps a small tactical gain with the Chinese wanted to have, they have lost India forever. It looks like decades of good relation, positive conversations. And of course, last 2 years, we saw the informal summits, the Indian Prime Minister going to Wuhan, then the Chinese President coming to India, to southern Indian state of Tamil Nadu. It is now all lost. Now, perhaps India was, before the incident, the Galwan incident, India was not very keen to take positions publicly. India used to talk that India is having good relation, whether it's Beijing, Moscow and Washington, all three together. But now it looks India is willing to take a clear position. We know after the Galwan incident, there was a short comment by India on Hong Kong. And now we have seen how there are conversations happening when it comes to Taiwan as well. And there are growing whispers of how India is likely to take positions on several topics as well. Then, of course, the Quad meeting. Quad is something that, India was very shy to talk about. Last year's foreign ministers meeting happening, and now, of course, the foreign ministers meeting expected to happen in Delhi shows that now India will be taking a strong position in a world which is increasingly becoming or forming into alliances.
Siddhant, thank you so much for joining us. Indian aside, Indian Army is certainly getting up for a long haul as winter months approach and tensions continue to simmer along the line of actual control. Indian Army Chief has reached Ladakh for a 2-day visit to take stock of the situation.